gives up about midfield, heads on back to his own end, and comes back around for another charge. It's not enough, though. Stato's able to get by him. DM Rawlings does take it right back from him out of the own net, into his own corner. 3:32 left to play. We haven't seen a lot of action from these two. What are you expecting to come from this Ninja?
Well, Alstedo right here is just going to take this one, and DM Rawlings showing a lot of inconsistency in his touches. 1v1 so important to be extremely consistent with your touches and ball control and things of that nature. And Rawlings just having a hard time right now doing just that, as evidenced by that goal.
So now with 3:24 left to play, kickoff again. Now goes slightly in favor of Rawlings. Rawlings, however, opting to go get some blue before taking back any kind of control with the ball. Does take it in the blue corner. He's got a nice cross to himself. He's able to flip it up, but it's just off the post. Alstedo unable to defend that one, but not necessary. Now got control. He's taking it out of midfield. He's going to push that into the orange net and set something up for himself. Backs up a little bit, allowing Rawlings to have some time to put the block on. He's going to take it out of his own corner now. Sends it a little bit of a trouble here out the blue zone. Alstedo looking to try and disrupt the play. He does stop it. Now he's got full control of the ball with Rawlings behind him. This is a chance for Alstedo to do something with it. He does lose control of the ball. He'll try and pop this up out of the orange corner and see if he can continue holding on to possession of this thing. He takes it to the other end of the field, offers for some boost, knowing he's got some time with Rawlings, not doing a whole lot there. And it looks like he is able to slip it past Rawlings, but Rawlings not needing to defend it, as the goal is the hero of the day again. It's Rawlings now pushing hard on the about midfield here, letting Alstedo get some control. Are you seeing a lot of I'm seeing a lot of players jump in out of nowhere.
Yeah, finally everybody able to jump in the lobby, as this 1v1 has finally turned into a 2v2 with Badger and Jasher jumping in. Badgey, one of the more well-known players from RLC, as he has a fast and flamboyant style of play. Jasher, a little bit more conservative, but extremely efficient in almost all of his touches. So should be a good teammate for Rawlings. That said, Alstedo usually pretty aggressive as well, and I know Badger and Alstedo sometimes clash when it comes to plays. Lately, they have been playing a lot better, so we'll have to see how they fare.
Yep, we see Alstedo, again, getting his second goal of the game, this time with 4 players on the field, and putting the blue team up 2-0 with a minute 29 left to play.
Yeah, some of that was Rawlings not able to get the ball into the corner, and in doing so, and just kind of losing control of the car as well. I mean, he was in traffic. It kind of happens, and especially for somebody who doesn't quite have as much experience and is so used to playing with numbers than actually playing the game. It happens.
Yeah. Well, we got some physical play going on here. As some plays are attempted to be made, but Alstedo really kind of the hero of the game so far with double touch defensive move there to keep it from going in the blue net, cutting the score in half. There's a shot from Jasher, though, on blue into the field. A couple of strong hits here. Nothing happened of it, but that ball's dangerously hovering in front of the blue net, and it's going to go in.
I think, if I saw that properly, this was a pinch play from Rawlings. Not quite. He didn't get a touch on it. It's just Badger with a defensive mistouch and puts it into his own net. 2-1 now. Plenty of time here for Orange to catch up.
Yeah, Badger's looking to do just that as he comes right off the kickoff and goes and attacks the orange net, but it's going to go to the other end of the field, into the orange corner. Jasher now looking to see what he can do to bicycle, kick that thing out of his own net, and he's going to take control of it at midfield, send it toward blue net. Alstedo's there to disrupt him, though. Badgey sends it back over toward his own side, but it's enough to throw the orange team off a bit. The orange team looking to recover a little here. It's going to be just a one-on-one between Jasher and Alstedo. Alstedo clears that across the field and is able to get it down to the other side.
Oh.
Unable to complete the play. This remains a 2-1 with 10 seconds left to play. Orange team still alive. Not as it goes over Rawlings' head, though. Badgey's going to put this away to put that nail in the coffin.
And that right there, there's that inexperience showing from Rawlings. He attacked with Jasher right there. If Rawlings would have stayed back in the crease and allowed the ball to come to him, he would have been able to knock that towards the corner and at least keep that lead to 1 and possibly have a counter attack. But Not this time. Unfortunately, there will not be enough time to catch up.
Now, the last second, now ball dropping to the ground. We see the 1v1/2v2 game come to an end with Alstedo and Badgey taking the victory.
Yeah, Alstedo kind of teaching DM Rawlings a little bit on some of the techniques that Rawlings has that are fairly detrimental. Rawlings getting a little bit too aggressive on the ball at times, and other times not aggressive enough. And some of that comes from experience, and we've mentioned before Rawlings trying to get said experience as much as he can. All right. Let me. Go ahead. You start.
Well, I figured we could take this next match while these guys. Oh, everyone's waiting on me. Smooth. So I guess we'll just talk about this next match.
Yeah.
No.
Procedure is talk about what you liked about your cast and what you thought you could improve. So go ahead, Cardinal, with that.
Okay. Honestly, I felt like I don't know. I always need like a time to warm up. I always feel like I'm not finding the right words until my brain kicks into high gear. So I kind of felt like I was stumbling over my play-by-play, at least starting off. And I'm still trying to work on when I feel like I'm talking too much to just push it over the color. Of course, like every time I did, that was Jasher's curse if that's when the goal would score. But I don't know. I think I'll have more feedback for myself when we get through a couple more of these.
As far as myself, again, same thing. I'm not quite awake, and color for or analyst for a 1v1 isn't exactly. I mean, it's pretty obvious what happens. So that's kind of tough. 2v2, still kind of warming up. I didn't have my list of words in front of me, so I couldn't throw in some cool synonyms. But yeah, just need to. I think I need one more game.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say one of the things I like about Ninja, your color, even though you felt like you weren't, waking up. This is one you're doing one of the reasons that I can't stand color is that I feel like I'm always just stating numbers. And I felt like you were bringing some, what's the word I'm looking for? Some, the experience that you've had with this game already, and you're making it happen. So I don't know. I enjoyed your color.
Yeah. No, I mean that's actually a habit I've had to break. Is you don't refer to your experience, you refer to the experience of the other players, and you kind of have to know the players in order to do that. Yeah. So that makes it a little bit tough. Other than that, you have to kind of go off of what you've seen from that particular game or that series already. So you have to treat analyst has to be treated as the detail teller of the story. Play-by-play can be the obvious things that are going on, stuff that, and if you see little things that didn't translate to the camera that you, or maybe you thought that didn't translate to the camera, like that mess up right there that we just saw on in the game. So
right.
Jasher and Badgey managing to like get just above Jasher, and Jasher wasn't quite as quick on the ball, and that allowed Alstedo to rotate in and slam it towards the net. So it wasn't necessarily Alstedo's shot that was amazing. It was Badger's defense into his own side. That was the amazing part. So you have to point that out as color.
Right, exactly. And I guess the thing is that like I still feel pretty, just even on my own play alone, I still feel pretty weak as far as being able to identify stuff like that, which is where I think really made you stand out as a color, is being able to do that and point things like that out, which is what you're supposed to do.
Well, but you have to remember too is I'm in the MLD with you.
Right.
So I'm not the best player at all. It's just I've watched probably 500 hours of Rocket League over the last year.
Right. And that's I think that experience is coming into play. Like I'm going to need some more time to watch a lot more VODs
Well, play-by-play will help you with that. Play-by-play, if you can do the little bits of analyst on the fly as a play-by-play, that you can start transitioning over into analyst. But that's the one thing that I was going to point out for your play-by-play is you kind of want to try to watch the whole field as much as possible to see and anticipate the little things that might pop up that you can kind of throw in there to mix it up instead of just like this guy touches ball, this guy slams in the ball. It's like, Jasher, you don't even have to say he touched the ball. Jasher came up after Rawlings centers the ball, saw the play developing, and managing to slam one home.
Yeah, and
I only said he slammed the ball once.
yeah. Well,
So,
one of the things that's helping out with that is the fact that when I first started this is probably my fourth time casting, so I was always casting from auto cam, and it just really didn't help me at all. Like I'm just kind of figuring how to back up my, I guess go to the back player. It seems to help me the most. If the ball's going away, to get to the player that's furthest away.
Switch it to none. Do the fly cam.
Really? Okay.
Do the fly cam, zoom all the way out, or at least until the nameplates go away, and then you'll have to kind of control the cam. I know you're on PlayStation; that makes it a little bit tougher, but once you figure out how to do that naturally, you'll be able to see so much more, and your commentary will go much more dynamic.
Okay. Well,
especially because you'll be able to anticipate plays a lot better.
Yeah, I'm getting used to that.
Yeah, it'll take some time.
Yeah, obviously.
Because I use my mouse and keyboard for the fly cam. It's easier for me.
Right. Yeah, there's a million things that are going to get easier for me once I get the PC built, but I'm still a little ways away from that. So work with what I got. Do you want to do any kind of introduction into the next match, or?
We can a little bit. As far as intros go, the first round or two is going to be the toughest. But once you get into like the quarters and the semis, there's a story to tell, and you can talk about the teams and how they, their journey through that particular deal. If you happen to know anything about the players, all right, I take it you're doing Ace.
Yes.
Okay, so with Ace being basically the tournament version of MLD, you can include stats from the MLD. You can, little tidbits from MLD, and like if you happen to see them in other tournaments or know of them, or if you've played with them, that's the time to bring that up. Yeah, I was playing with him yesterday, and he was really working on this aerial mechanic, and we'll have to see if that paid off here in game one or something like that. You know what I mean?
You're trying to give some personality to it, not just a bunch of cars running around the field.
Exactly.
Right.
And it makes the viewer much more engaged in in the game, just in the game in general. But there's always a story to be told, and it's the caster's job to tell the story.
Okay.
Which is one of the reasons why I get my PCA shit going here. All right, let's do this next one. Oop.
I'm ready.
I'm doing things in the background too, so.
When do you need to go?
I can do this next one easy.
Okay.
No worries.
Crap. I'm trying to zoom out like as quick as possible with this thing. Okay. Kickoff now goes in favor of the orange team, but it gets quickly booted back to the by the blue side. Jasher's going to take control of this around midfield. Now, blue has won last two games. It's been random players on each side, but it has been the blue team that's taken the last two games. So now coming out of that corner here, Badgey's going to try and take this, send it downfield. Jasher's his last line of defense, and he is able to do so. Jasher now letting Alstedo take it. Alstedo kicks it off to the side. He's going to try and pass it over to Jasher, but it could be dangerously in front of Badgey, and Badgey's able to put it on net with Jasher just kicking it off to the side, back into the corner. Now the blue team looking to gain some control. DM Rawlings is trying to do a little bit of action in the blue side of the field, but Badgey's going to take control of it as the blue team kicks it toward orange net. Badgey coming up on the ball, tries to
I'm expecting a little bit more of an even matchup, as DM Rawlings and Badger do play well together, as Badger is so aggressive and Rawlings usually a little bit more subdued, and able to once he needs to make 1 or 2 touches, he's able to do that. But once he gets onto the offensive end, he gets a little bit nervous and kind of misses a little bit. That said, Jasher and Alstedo play together a lot, and their styles really go together, especially when Alstedo is on point. Jasher with such improvement lately, we're probably going to see a lot of that here in this game.
Well, Jasher does take it out of the corner and pushes it, hopefully for a cross for Alstedo. Alstedo's going to have a second chance to do it with just past it and unable to put it away. It's leaving Badgey now able to gain control. Rawlings backing up a little bit, not able to take any kind of passes. Jasher disrupts that at midfield. Alstedo now unable to take control of it, and Rawlings is going to try and push this back towards the blue side of the field. Does it disrupt Alstedo? He's got a teammate behind him ready for a cross here, but Jasher's going to kick that clear back across midfield. Badgey trying to get a touch on it that he's not looking for as it comes close to getting scored on and being punished. Alstedo now going to try and put this up under the crossbar. It's going to go too high. Badgey now. We're seeing a lot of pressure coming from the blue team. Most of it's pressure that has been unpunished, but until now, it's Jasher and Alstedo come together to help put this one away.
Now look at this right here. Jasher and DM clashing right in that orange crease, and Rawlings not able to get a great touch on it, but it did bounce Jasher away. Unfortunately, he was not able to recover in time. Badger wasn't expecting that at all. He was expecting much more of a clear, so he was out of the defensive play as well. Just about half the game gone, and blue side has only scored 1 goal.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of pressure from the blue side. It just hasn't resulted in a lot of nets. Badgey's going to try and keep that pressure off, but it's going to get around Rawlings, and he's going to be punished if Jasher does take advantage of it.
Yeah, Badger right here just couldn't get any momentum going, and Badger's such a momentum player. Once he gets the momentum going, he pretty much can't stop him, but the properly attacking Alstedo, I believe that was Alstedo, it was Jasher, in just invading that orange crease and able to get it going here. Maybe another one? Nope, knocked away by DM Rawlings, actually.
Yeah, Badgey's able to get up there and clear that off the top bar before it became anything more dangerous than what it was. But he's now going to try and take this down. He gets it past both blue defenders, but DM Rawlings unable to get there in time to finish it off. Now Rawlings is going to have to be the one to clear this. It's unable to do so.
1v1 situation here is Alstedo taking all the way from his own side. Rawlings not aggressive enough. He was at speed. He probably should have attacked immediately, but apparently he didn't feel like he had a good line on it. So 3-0 now. It's looking kind of bleak here for Orange Team. Badger probably needs to step it up just a little bit. He's letting Rawlings get some touches on it, get some experience, which is good. But if they want to win this, Badger needs to show the aggression that he normally has.
Yeah, they're coming up on a minute and a half left to play here at Champions Field. We're going to see Alstedo again get control, or attempt to get control, and is unable to do so as Badgey takes it off the wall. He's going to leave it up to Jasher now to try and send this back over to the orange side and continue the pressure from the blue team. Double touch from Jasher does set up for Alstedo, but Alstedo kicks it wide. Badgey now taking it into the blue end of the field. And DM Rawlings is there to disrupt it, but there's no other orange player to take control of it as Jasher does come up and reclaim possession. Alstedo now looking to possibly, he's waiting on the ground for something, and it looks like he's going to have no time to get up in the air and take care of it.
Hello, computer? Jeez, there's that aggression from Badger. That's what we've been looking for this game. And with a minute gone, it's not too late for these two, as Rawlings trying to get a little bit more, like I said, experience and just being extremely efficient with his touches, and needs to start getting some passes out to Badger.
Yeah, we see, again, more blue pressure coming, but we've already seen enough blue pressure, and the Orange will still be able to take advantage of it. They're going to need to do this quick because we're just under 40 seconds left to play. Badgey goes up in the air. He's going to kick that over Alstedo. Alstedo now going to take it back out of midfield, send that back towards the orange net. He's got his shot on goal, and he's able to do so as he takes advantage of a misplay off the wall.
Yeah, Alstedo right here. Badger trying to get a little bit of a pass back. He saw Rawlings aiming for the wall, and Rawlings attempted to, but just kind of ran out of luck on that one. And that'll probably be the nail in the coffin for these two. It's unfortunate for Orange Team, but not quite enough time here to score 3 goals against a very strong Alstedo Jasher.
Yeah, 22 seconds left to play, a little less than now. Pretty much just trying to wind this down. They might try and go for some kind of consolation prize, but instead it looks like they're going to let that thing float back over dangerously in front of their own net. It's going to be Rawlings that makes sure that they don't go down any more goals. We got 3 seconds left to play. They're just waiting for this thing to touch the ground at this point. And this is going to give the blue team their 3rd win of the evening.
Yeah, blue team, even with these mixed teams, blue seems to be the color to be at this point, as Jasher and Alstedo taking the 3rd one. Closely fought, I'd say, until the end there, when Jasher and Alstedo really started clicking, and some mistouches unfortunately from Rawlings, showing that he's not quite there in the skill department to keep up with Badger. But Badgey, I know he's a gracious player. He's more than happy to have Rawlings on his team.
Yeah. And that's ideally the community that Rocket League attempts to support anyhow. This is when you boil it down, this is supposed to be for fun. So, all right, ready to break it down?
Yeah, let's break it down. Don't have a ton of time.
Yeah, you got to be somewhere here in a few minutes, right?
Yeah, right about now, actually. But holy fuck, I'm not awake.
I'd say the only thing I noticed on that last one is there were times it felt like you were distracted, and I don't know.
I was. I have been.
Technically or what, but
no, I have been. Like I said, I've actually been getting set up for a stream as we've been doing this.
So I don't know that it's really fair. I mean, other than the actual work of the week, I don't know if it's really fair to say, I've got a criticism for you because you're multitasking. But I would say that I look forward to, casting with you again because you've already, just taking my camera off of any kind of cam at all has already helped me out tremendously. So appreciate that advice.
Yeah, no, it's a big one. When I first started, and I started using that, it elevates the game quite a bit for you, especially when you're able to just kind of see more. You can start anticipating. So I mean, you kind of have that same thing that every play-by-play caster has, and you're literally just talking too much. I know that sounds really weird, but just kind of like dial it back, be more efficient with your words, and that will come with time. It takes a lot of practice to get there. So if you work on just being efficient with your words, try to keep it to like 4 or 5 words per touch, or unless it's analysis or like not much is happening on the field, then you want to try to talk to your co-caster. And then that was the other thing. Kind of you need to leave a little bit of room for your analysis guy, your color guy to come in and throw something at the stream, because I hate to say this because I love play-by-play. It's my favorite. The people don't want to hear just play-by-play. They want to hear some analysis, something that they missed that the camera couldn't find or see.
Right. Well, I would. At some point, I would love to hear, because it sounds like you've had some experience with play-by-play. I'd love to hear, have a chance to listen to your play-by-play and get a feel.
I got you, fam. God, I need my glasses. Holy crap. It reminds me, I need to download that on Wednesday.
So do we have another caster coming in, or?
I'm gonna see if Badger will come in. And then I'll see if I can get Quest Ferret to play doubles with us.
Ooh, Questy. Here we are.
Oh, hi, phone.
Sorry, that was me. I messaged Cardinal.
No worries.
Watch that when you get a chance.
That's a good exercise as well, is to go through and watch other casters and see what you like about their casting and see what you don't like about their casting or what you think they could improve.
Yeah, one of the things one of the casters I really enjoyed watching recently was Stacks, and I want to get some more thoughts on his.
So, Stax' style is obviously like way different. If you want to kind of pick up on that, watch baseball.
Okay.
Or listen to baseball on the radio. 'Cause he's very much like that. And
he reminds me of that efficiency you were talking about, because he didn't really seem to throw in a lot of.
no, he doesn't. And he rarely ever even talks about what's going on right around the ball. It's like he's doing analysis on the fly, if you will. He's kind of like stating the obvious things that like a bad analyst does, but he does it in a play-by-play format.
Right.
That right there takes a ton of practice. So, thank
Well,
God.
that's what I'm here to do, is get the practice in and figure out what my style actually is. You know, I don't want to just look at Stacks and be like, that's who I want to be. I want to kind of figure out who I am as I'm, learning all this. So.
Sure. And if when you get a chance or later today or whenever, if you watch the VOD I sent you, you'll see that's pretty much the evolution that I've spent the last 5 weeks solo casting college carball. Or not college carball, but collegiate
TESPA.
Rocket League from TESPA. I've been solo casting that, and I've been I've been solo casting CCA lately too. So because of that, I've had to work in analysis and play-by-play all in one sentence. So that right there was where the VOD I sent you is the culmination of me focusing only on play-by-play, and it barely sounds like play-by-play anymore.
Well, I'll
So
check it out.
I know it sounds really stupid and kind of weird when I say it, but you just have to watch it. I still go back and watch it, and it's been what, 4 days now, and I'm like, whoa, like what the hell?
So one of the pieces of advice that I was given from another caster was, don't do solo. You're saying that at least starting out, solo is a good way to continue learning? Or?
No. Starting out, it's not, because you want to focus on one thing. You want to, you like play-by-play, you like doing it. Okay, so focus on that. Get where you feel comfortable and good at that. Then start to work in some other things. Start to change up the vocabulary, change up your how you watch the game, change up things you're looking for, and it'll start to evolve on its own.
Gotcha.
And you'll start finding your own style.
Okay. Well, it just sounds like it's something that does come with time, but I mean, and obviously, persistence. So, I'll just keep at it with the aces. But you are saying that you agree then is I should not be attempting solo casting at any point right now.
I mean, you can, but you would be forced into analysis, and I don't think you're at that point yet.
Gotcha.
Yet. I stress.
Well, I figured I'm okay with that. I know with the ace tournaments, anyways, they've been struggling a bit to get people that can cast with other casters. So they can get one caster, it seems like, but not two. So.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, then you might as well, just for the experience.
Be right back. Alright, so Ninja had to go, Badger, would you mind casting with Cardinal for a bit?
Will it be a 1v1? Because that's awful.
Quest, are you here?
Hi,
Hi. Do you mind playing 2v2s with us?
I'm down if you want.
Sick. There we go.
Okay. I'll hop into Discord. I guess I'll have to turn off this stream.
Alright, thank you guys, by the way. It's RLC quest.
Cool, okay, I'll be there in a sec. What are you actually doing?
It's a caster workshop, so
Oh, okay, cool.
yeah, we have casters come in and practice essentially and get feedback. And like practical tips on how they can help themselves improve, just stuff like that.
You see all the
I don't know if Jasher's there.
Yo.
There you go. Oh, Questy's in. Okay, so is it gonna be? It's me and Badgey now.
Oh, hello.
Yep.
Okay, well, Badgey, I'd like to do play-by-play if you're okay with that, or where you
That's
at? with
fine. We are getting into this third game, this fifth game, as we see Team Blue and Team Orange, very unoriginal names, are going to be competing here in this set.
it? Screen. Okay, well, you see Jasher taking this off the wall, trying to send it down to the blue into the field. Estato's gonna kick that away, however. We got Jasher Nelson is back blueward. Sorry, folks, trying to catch back up here with camera angles. I'm with it now. Okay, DM Rawlings now gonna try and collect this out of the air and send this over toward the blue into the field with Questy. However, disrupting him, sending it right back to Estato, though. Was able to send that back over toward his own end of the field and try and collect control here. He's still with it, though. Jasher gets blown up for his efforts. It's going to leave it for... No, I'm sorry. Jasher is able to take out Estato for his efforts. Had an opportunity there at the blue end of the field, unable to take it. How much do you know about these players there, Batty? What are you looking to see out of this?
I know DM Rawlings is unfortunately a gold level player getting into this, and Alstedo there is plat diamond level. Although he's not very particularly showing it considering the own goal that he just created, trying to grab that one off of the orange clear.
And what do you got for the orange team here?
Jasher is a champ level 2's player, and Questy is around plat diamond level. So we're going to see some amount of passing play probably develop between this orange team, not as much so the blue team. And we're going to see a lot more aerial play coming out of the orange team, especially that Jasher.
Well, we are seeing some whiffs already from some of the play by Rawlings here. Be expected with his skill level, but Alstato's going to take this down to the other end of the field, attempting to get across over to Rawlings. Rawlings is still sitting about midfield, unable to do anything with that, trying to challenge it out of the corner, leaving it for the Questy to take it. Questy does win a 50-50. He's attempting to try and get this over to Jasher. Jasher's going to be there, though, and he's putting it in just under the crossbar. Good play by the orange team there to make that happen.
Yeah, what's killing this blue team right now is these mechanical mistakes. You saw Rawlings sitting under that ball waiting for it as Alstedo bounced his way by like a bumbling little child who'd fallen down the stair and hitting every little bump along the way, unfortunately. Made his way back in the net, but not able to get in front of that ball in time after Rawlings' misplay. So you're going to see this orange team probably get up in their face and try and create a lot of pressure on this blue team and consistently do that like they did just a second ago to create more goals.
Yeah, we see the blue team now trying to do the same thing back to them with Rawlings trying to take down the wall. But it's going to be right back to the orange team at midfield. Alstedo trying to disrupt it. We do have a good balance then, I suppose, with Alstedo and Rawlings. Alstedo able to hopefully pick up the tab a little bit for Rawlings. And doing that just now as he takes it down to the other end of the field. He's going to try and send a cross over to Rawlings. Rawlings unable to get up in time for it. Alstedo's going to try and help his team out some with a demo here and take at least one of the orange players out. Plenty of time for him to recover, though. Alstedo with a shot on net, just bounces off the post, though. Does not go in for him. Jasher now is going to bring it back over this way. And, yeah, we saw some pressure there from the blue end of the field, but couldn't make anything happen with that, Badgey.
Unfortunately not. What's going to come down to with this blue team is also seeing if Rawlings is going to be able to follow through on those striking capabilities. We know he's a Mac player. We know he plays with 20 to 40 FPS most of the time. So he's got a little bit of an issue trying to keep up at times, and so it screws him on a few of his attempts as he tries to get out there and tries to make some plays happen. And then he tends to cheat a little bit more than he should at times. So he's definitely in position, waiting for a ball, but it's not particularly that the ball's going to get to him, nor is he going to be able to follow through at times. And just like I said earlier, with him cheating so far up, it puts him out of position to be able to try and come back and help out with defense here. As Questy's able to dribble the ball by him as he went back for boost, and Alstedo is just left in the net alone and unable to turn and grab that one at a time.
Yeah, that's going to put the orange team now up 3-0 with a minute 14 left to play here at Champions Field. Stato looking to try and get one of those back. He does disrupt at his own end of the field. Now he's just looking to try and get this ball away from anybody from the orange side. He takes it from his own corner now. Sends it back. Jasher's there to disrupt the play. Instead of heading back with a retreating Alstedo, Jasher unable to make anything happen with it, though. Rawlings just kind of sitting in net, waiting to see what he can do to help on defense. Doesn't help him in that situation as he goes right by it. Still some pressure here from the orange side of the field. With 34 seconds left to play, it's going to take quite a miracle, but that's a start. Down there, right down the middle of the net.
Yeah, good job by Alstedo to get in here and get involved in this play. He's shooting up. He's getting in position. He's trying to create a little bit of positional pressure, just being around them and trying to get them worried and get them making a few mistakes to see if he can't just get in their head a little bit. And as soon as Questy puts someone off the sidewall, Alstedo's there to follow through. So great job by him.
Yeah, they good kickoff there. Gave them an opportunity to possibly get another goal back, which is what they needed. But with 18 seconds left, they're going to have to really hope that something comes out of this.
Oh, and there's another. Sorry, that's just me interjecting. You can continue with what you were saying when those things happen. But Alstedo's able to grab that one out of midfield, plays it off of the backboard, and grabs that goal. Nice and easy. We're seeing him press up a little bit more, and we're seeing him get more goals because of it. He's definitely feeling the pressure of the time that he has left, trying to make sure that these goals happen. And unfortunate with by Rawlings, and that could have started the drive that would have put them on that offensive attempt. But it's not able to follow through, and Alstedo's out of position by the time that ball gets moving in the right direction. It's just an unfortunate outcome for this blue team. They started to pull it together there at the end, but unfortunately, just some miscommunication left him at a lackluster position.
Yeah, we saw Alstedo really feeling like he needed to do everything, especially with the time counting down. When he's playing with a player that's not quite up to his own skill level, he didn't have a rotation or anything in place. It worked out for him on that second goal of theirs, but not what's going to help him win a game overall when you feel like you're playing a 2v1 tournament here.
Mm-hmm. Well, what you've got to pay attention to when you're trying to be in that hard carry mode is not particularly where your teammate is positioned, but where you position. Because you're unsure of what's going to be happening with your second man, so you've always got to be in a position where you can follow through on those defensive misplays or those offensive misplays. You're able to go back on offense if that ball gets cleared past the first man, and you're able to make up for those defensive whiffs. As that defensive second man. So you're playing that second man most of the game, and you're trying to make sure that the ball basically stays in your possession, or at least does not get by you. And we're going to see this kickoff go in the blue team's favor, and Rawlings is going to try and put this one onto the net, but he plays it off of the sidewall. Orange to recover.
Yeah, we got new teams now. We got Alstedo and Questy now signing up with Jasher.
Oh, and Jasher.
Rawlings hanging back, but it's not going to matter because Jasher's going to take this out from his own side of the wall and sneak that into the near post here.
Yeah, he finds that when he scoots up a bit and he just gets in the way of that defense. That's a little interesting to see him put so much faith in his own ability there, or at least, or possibly in his teammate to be able to follow through if that ball gets by him. But he's more than confident in stopping that clear. So at least we're going to see a little bit of more confident player come out with playing with Rawlings this time. So we're definitely seated to see some more interesting play.
You see Rawlings there. He was able to get up and disrupt some of the orange play there. Something we need to see a little bit more out of from Rawlings instead of hanging back, waiting for the ball to come to him. Right now, he's going to try and get a good. He gets a good touch and sends that back into the corner, but right in the possession of Alsteda. Jasher's now going to take this out of the corner, trying to collect possession. He bumps Questy out of the way. A little bit of physical play here needed from the blue team just to get it back over to the orange side of the field. Rawlings just a little bit too far back to be able to do anything with that. He's going to try and push that back towards center for Jasher. Jasher does not take the open net. Both blue players now in the same part of the pitch. Alsteda's going to try and take advantage of that, send it over to the blue end of the field. Doesn't happen. Questy now going to try and do the same thing. Jasher prevents that from going in there. And Jasher's going to beat up to try and put that in. It comes off the backboard, and Alsteda takes that, keep that from being a danger ball. We have Jasher now sacrificing his car to try and send it back that way. Rawlings is going to have a rare moment of coming out of the net to try and send that downfield. It doesn't work well. Jasher now trying to collect that field, nobody in the net. And finally Rawlings gets there. But it's going to be Alsteda who's going to take control. Well, here we see Jasher. Now as soon as I'm trying to pass it over here, another goal scores. 2-0 now with 2:57 left to play. What do you think of that goal?
I mean, you said it all. It's just Jasher coming off the sidewall, able to grab, get right in Alsteda's face and put that ball off of the sidewall. And Questy's just not particularly in the greatest position to grab that because he's in front of the goal instead of coming out from the goal. So it leaves him at a bit of a barren disadvantage. Trying to make that save. And so as soon as he gets up on that ball, he feels the pain of his misplacement originally, and it costs him a goal because of which. Oh, and here's another attempted Jasher. Rawlings gets up, gets in Questy's face, puts that ball, tries to force it through on his own, and then Jasher's there to clean it up.
Yeah, this is really what Rawlings needs to build his confidence up to realize that just even if you're going to be whiffing the ball, at least get in their face and try and make the play happen at the other end of the field other than in your own goal. And it works out well. Jasher's able to clean up the mess and bring the blue team up 3-0 now with 2:36 left to play.
Oh, and another goal. We're seeing Rawlings become more of a force on this blue team. He's getting up there and he's making some goals happen. He's making stuff happen of his own fruition. He sees that ball coming off of the sidewall off of Jasher's challenge, and he's that second man after that kickoff, and he's doing a good job of recognizing when he needs to come in now.
Yeah, I don't think it's any coincidence that he has a key moment in making that third goal for them, and now is the striker for the fourth goal. It's quite the confidence booster when you don't feel like you have to be back all the time. We see him again. He comes into the corner to try and make another play happen. Jasher's just not quite in position to be able to do it as he's recovering himself. But now they're both going to have to fall back the blue into the field here. And we got Rawlings now trying to do a little bit of attack, but it's going to be Jasher now watching it soar over his own net and try and take possession out of his own corner. Does send it on orange side, but it'll be Questy there to miss it. He's going to off the crossbar. This is going to put the blue team up 5-0. Minute 53 left to play.
And that's just a demoralizer if you're this orange team. That's just a sad whiff. As Questy tries to grab out that one and play it back off to the left side of his field, or the left side of his vision, trying to keep that ball as far away from Jasher as possible because Jasher is such a dominant force on this field, out on this pitch, and he's just trying to keep the ball away from him. But unfortunately, he just ends up whiffing because of which. And there's not much to say other than that.
He's going to try and put something on. He does get an angle on it, and Jasher comes to the angles again and puts it in. 6-0 now. It's got to be a good feeling for Rawlings to be such an integral part of so many of these goals for the blue team.
And there we talk about Questy again playing that ball back in Jasher. And he's just been trying to play keep away with him this entire game. It's just not working out for him. When he tries to put the ball away, he's not able to hit the ball. And when he actually puts the ball into him, Jasher is able to follow through 100% of the time, it seems. And so that's a dangerous number that you're playing against.
Now with the Orange team hoping to get one of those goals back, they had an open net, just couldn't make a play happen. And now coughing it back up to the blue end of the field. They're going to have to try and regroup now in their own corner. Questy looking to try and get a pass over to Estero. Not able to happen as it's disrupted by Jasher. DM Rawlings is able to push that down into net again. Another awesome read from Rawlings off of what Jasher was trying to pull off there.
We see this overcommitments by the Orange team, obviously down a few goals, and a few is a bit of an understatement. They're now down 7, but they're really forcing it, really trying to make that happen. They're getting in and going in a little too hard at times. Although this game may be a little lost, I can't fault them for trying it though, considering the extreme deficit that they're trying to work against in this game.
Yeah, I don't think any team wants to be shut out entirely. So even if you're down multiple goals, if you haven't put one up on the board, you're always trying to make sure you can put at least one up in the 5 minutes you were allotted. So Jasher now is going to try and prevent the Orange team from making that happen. Does get kicked off into the blue end of the field. Orange team trying to make something happen. Alstego does set up a cross. Questy's up for it, but Jasher disrupts it and puts it back toward the midfield. And we got Rawlings now staying on the attack. It's a little bit of a mistouch there, but Jasher's able to clean it up. Rawlings is able to take back and get something, possibly wait for something, but the Orange team is going to send this back over to the blue end of the field to see if they can get one on the board. Just wide. Is it unable to happen? And we see ball coming down. They got hope and a prayer, but it doesn't happen, and unable to get one up on the board as the blue team takes it 7-0. What do you think of that game, Badgey?
We saw a great performance, especially from Rawlings coming out of this. We saw him as a bit of a detriment in the last game, but he came out as such a integral part of this offense at times. I mean, Jasher definitely was doing some work, pulling his weight there and getting a few goals on his own. But you see Rawlings there who's 4 for 9, so that's almost a 50% goal participation rate. So he's doing a great job of being involved in the play and being involved on the offense. So that's more credit than I could give to him last game. So we're seeing improvement here, and that's all I can ask.
Okay, I want to spin this next match, going over the previous two. Let's start with you. What did you like about what did you like and what did you not like about your casting there?
About mine?
Yeah, well, your self-analysis of yourself.
I was... Oh. I couldn't tell if that was a sound or a vibration.
He's on his phone right now, so.
Yeah. Oh, and real quick too, I'm having a hard time hearing you. Is there any way you can turn yourself up just a couple notches?
Yeah, I can get closer to my microphone. Basically, is what I'll have to do with Discord. I mean, I was gonna say the same for you. You should be able to change my volume individually, but I don't know how well it works on mobile, so I'll just scoot up and get into my microphone. I was a little confused at times, trying to come in and trying to do analysis at times because I didn't know when you wanted me in. And the questions thing kind of caught me off guard at times because if you're gonna do that, that has to kind of be like settled out beforehand. Like with your co-caster, like if he wants you to ask him questions, because that's a polarizing issue for some people. Because some people just want to be left to do their analysis at times, and just to be open to do whatever. But I mean, if you don't have much of you're not used to those transitions with another caster, I can see like where that's something to fall back onto. The reason I was quiet for so long was because when you take your breaths, you need to take your breaths like 5 or 6 or 7 seconds at a time and leave like open space where I can come in, instead of like just attenuating your voice downwards, like just slowly fading yourself out, because it just makes it sound awkward, because that happened at times. Just keeping a consistent volume, and then like if you're gonna take breaths, or if you want to make when you go on for long periods of time, you should keep that in mind if you're going like over like 20 seconds with just play-by-play. You want to find a way to round it out and then stop and then wait like 5 or 6 seconds and see if your color guy wants to come in. And if he doesn't, then you can just continue, and you did that fine. You did the getting back into it fine. It was just those transitions that were a little awkward. I felt like personally for my stuff, I enjoy 3v3 so much more than 2v2 because I'm a physics guy, and what I love about looking at rotations and looking at positioning is the positional geometry. So looking at twos is a little awkward for me. So I don't feel as confident in my color for those. So my own stuff, I felt a little underdeveloped in what I was saying at times, but I felt like I was keeping a good flow with you, and I felt that I was giving relevant information. Although I just kind of leaned back into the describing the goal and like giving off what happened, and it's like that's something that I don't want to lean on because a lot of people don't want to listen to that. I don't want to listen to somebody just describe a goal. I want to understand why the goal happened, or I want to understand something interesting that happened on the play that is relevant and is happening maybe more. It's happening more often in the game and is causing those goals to come more frequently. So I felt as if my own stuff was a little weak at times because I was simply describing goals. But I didn't feel too bad about it because I was mixing it in about half and half with relevant information outside of just goal descriptions. So that's my own stuff.
I enjoyed a lot of your color. I didn't get that feeling from you too much that you were just re-describing the goal as it happened. So I wouldn't. That's not how I would describe your color in this situation. But
So
I am thankful for the suggestion of a pause and stuff like that. I always kind of got it in my head as I was listening to others talk. It's like the worst thing that can ever happen is dead air. So that's kind of why I fill up all my time with as many words as possible, but it doesn't allow for somebody else to come in. So I'm starting to feel more and more comfortable listening to you and listening to Ninja, with your suggestions of saying it's okay to back off every now and then and allow the other person to come in.
I think that's a myth as well, the whole dead air thing.
Yeah.
I think dead air is completely fine, as long as it's not like, 30 seconds of dead air, unless it's supposed to be that way for some reason. Like in remembrance of something, I don't know. That'd be like a super special case.
I mean,
Yeah.
everybody needs a breath, and like everybody like needs a moment, and so it's like it feels
Yeah.
more natural. Like if you leave dead air at times.
Even your viewers need a moment, because if you're just full on going, it's
Yeah.
just too much for them.
Well, and that's kind of what I think that's going to be the biggest thing I work on is putting that in there to where, like I said, they just said dead air is bad, so I'm thinking, gosh, well, how much dead air? I mean, half a second. I don't want that to happen. So I'll keep working on that.
But no, a rule of thumb that you can go by is like, if you've been doing play-by-play for like more than 20 seconds, and this is what Unthink has been trying to train the PRL guys to do, is like their play-by-play guys, is that if you go on for more than 20 seconds, you need to shut up. You need to let the color guy come in, or you need to at least give him the opportunity. That's what he tells them. And when I worked with Stax, because me and Stax had a hard time in the first game or two, when I did GFIN with him a while back. But it was the fact that he would go and he wouldn't know like when to let me in, because he would expect me to have something. He would expect for me to interject at times, and it's like I don't want to interrupt the play-by-play, and it's like it just creates awkward. It creates awkward times when two people are talking over each other if it's not just a simple interjection. Like if you ever listen to Carpet cast with Shogun, you hear Carpet make noises, and like you hear him like react to the game at times, and that's fine. It's just like he's not talking over Shogun, or he's not trying to talk over Shogun, even if he does like for a moment. So like making sure you have like a little bit of like silence, just so that way your co-caster can step in then, is really great for them. But also working on those transitions just comes with working with another specific caster over a certain period of time.
Right, and that's kind of what I thought was going to be interesting about this. I love the fact that we're having a workshop, but at the same time, there are so many casters, it seems like, that are interested in casting. It's like, I kind of want to be able to work with, one person, because it does seem like the rule of transition changes from, two casters to another.
Well, it's like I think a big thing with that is just. I'm sorry, I'm reading chat.
DMR just had an amazing save.
I was too busy talking. Yeah, I think building up your repertoire with another caster kind of comes with being plugged in with an organization most of the time, because then you get that repetition of constantly working with another person. So that's kind of where that comes in a little bit. But there are
Some
other
of 'em are just
opportunities around the scene
natural,
where you
like-
get to-
Like Carpet and Shogun, I don't think they casted much together before RLCS, right?
they did a lot of practice.
Okay. They still
But I
seem
mean, some
really
people are
natural
more
together.
natural. Like me and Achieves can can cast, and we just have a conversation when we go. It's like, or when we have in our practice sessions. Which reminds me, I need to get another one set up soon. But following through and just having that consistency with another person is kind of what helps with that. Just doing it over and over with another guy. Some people are more natural, like I said, like having a doing something with Achieves. Achieves is very well rounded, and he's really easy to work with most of the time, because he does play-by-play and color, and he does them both very well. Whereas I kind of do color okay, and my play-by-play is kind of trash. At least from my own perspective. So it depends on who you work with and how long you work with them, too.
Well, I think one of the things that'll help too is not trying to do all this by mobile and PlayStation. It's distracting after a while, but I am trying to focus on the things that doesn't distract from. But I need to get some better technology going here.
Do you want to try another one with some of that stuff in mind?
I do, but I can't do it on this match because I just got a phone call that I ignored, but now everything is off speaker, so to speak, so I'm throwing the phone up to my ear, and that's very distracting. So I need to back out and I don't know, see if I can get into it again.
All right.
So let me get out of this real quick, get back into it, and see if that fixes my audio issues.
FYI, I am recording, Badger, so
Okay.
just to let you know.
Let me just pop off a few racial slurs in the meantime.
Right?
Gosh.
Alright, I'm back in it.
Do you just want to go for it?
Yeah, might as well.
Alright, we're already a minute into this game, and we've seen blue team and orange team going at it. The big O and the sloppy blue, the sloppy B is what we're seeing here. We've got Questy and Alstedo manning this blue team. An interesting conversation. We saw them get absolutely destroyed by this orange team in a match just 2 games ago. And we'll see if they can do it again here, but this has already been a bit of a neutral game, and we're seeing some back and forth, and Jasher's going to try and set up an amazing dribble, but he's not able to follow through with it, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's going to leave Alstedo now to try and clear it back across the end, but Jasher just recollects it real quick. Leaves it for Rawlings. Rawlings does miss it there, but he was able to get up there in time to beat it for it. Question now is going to send it over to midfield. Jasher again disrupting. Jasher just won't let him get from his side of the field into his side of the field, and he puts him one in goal here.
Yeah, Jasher really picking up the slack again. Rawlings came in on that one too. That was close, as we almost saw a bit of a mid-air collision come out of these guys. But definitely a good job by Jasher to get on that and get that play happening.
Yeah, now we got Rawlings now trying to do something with it, but he ends up, yeah, he does get it over to the blue end of the field. Now, Stato's going to try and keep that from going into his net. Jasher doing his usual disruption. Finally, it looks like it's going to end up on the orange side of the field. Jasher this time pushes it almost toward his own net. Questy now with a setup for Alstedo. Alstedo not in position to be able to do anything with it. Jasher now pushes back toward the blue side of the field. It looks like it's the blue team now trying to keep it from going into their own side of the field.
Yeah, we're seeing this orange team really show up a little bit, but we're seeing this blue team do it a little bit more as they're coming in hard and trying to make these goals happen. And as soon as I say that, Alstedo whips the ball, unfortunately. Oh, and Questy with the misplay, unfortunately. He turns on that ball and tries to stop Jasher's dribble, but he just turns a fair bit too wide, and Jasher just keeps that one going straight forward.
What I love watching about that too is you see Questy park the car. He pretty much just gets out and starts picking babies. You know, kicked off now goes in favor of the orange team. Questy going for a little bit of boost, knowing he's got some time, but Rawlings is putting some pressure on. It's going to be Alstedo now, though, trying to take it off the wall. Jasher going to recollect on the ground here again. Gets by all of them, but a bunch of cars just kind of driving around the ball, not really doing much of anything until it ends up on the orange side of the field. Nobody really there to put it away in the orange net.
Yeah, we're seeing this orange team a little boost start at this point. Blue team putting up some good pressure, but unfortunately their rotations aren't tight enough, aren't fast enough, aren't working out well enough for them to be able to put that ball into the net just yet. But they were keeping up the pressure and making sure to grab those boosts early on. But this ball is back in blue court at the moment, and as soon as I say that, it transfers thanks to Questy trying to start up a dribble, and Jasher's going to put the pressure on Alstedo. But they're definitely doing a little bit more this game than we saw them previously.
Yeah, Alstedo now is after taking it out of his own corner, he's trying to run it up the wall. He's unable to do anything with it though, leaving it to Questy to try and battle this. But now it's going to be the orange Jasher once again trying to put this toward the orange net, and he's got another double touch to go with. Rawlings there, unable to help put it away either. He does keep it in the blue side of the field. Now he's just going to have to play some disruption as the blue end is looking to set up for an orange goal here.
Oh, there we go.
Puts that away.
Yeah, finally a goal for this blue team. We saw them get shut out previously, and they're finally getting a goal after 2 games here at these same teams, and they finally put up enough pressure. They finally kept the ball moving in the right direction for long enough for a goal to finally follow through. And they've only got 50 seconds left, so considering that it took them 4 minutes and 10 seconds to be able to get the first one, I don't know if they're gonna have enough time to get the second one. But they've got to keep that momentum up if they want any hope of being able to follow through with this game.
Yeah, they were able to cut the lead in half there. Now, but with 33 seconds left to play here at Champions Field, it's going to be Alstedo trying to put the pressure on, put it down to the orange side of the field. Jasher, however, is able to put that on net.
What a great save.
Wide, bounces off the goal. It's going to be Alstedo now. 18 seconds left. He's trying to do something, but he instead goes for boost, leaving it for Jasher to try and kick it back. Alstedo does take it. Leaving it for Questy. That one.
We've got 5 seconds left in this game. If they want any hope of this, they've got to give the ball up now. But unfortunately, it's just going to roll over to Jasher, and Jasher's going to let this one die. As we get into the end of this second game, we see Orange Team up another game. This is 2-0 in this set, and Alstedo has rage quit.
Well, it's a whole lot better than 8-0. Or whatever that was. Fair fought for them, but it still results in a loss. So it looks like might be the last match of the night.
I'll Alstedo join back in.
Oh, you will? Okay. I wouldn't mind doing another one. I feel like Badgey that I'm getting the feel of it. It's still weird though for me to like shut up for even just 3 seconds. I feel like I need to talk. So I'm working on it.
So it was much better this game. So
good. Well, that means I'm learning. That's what I'm trying to do.
We'll get one more in before I duck out to finish off this to start watching this parallel cast and get back into working on get some
plus people
test graphics going.
Not helping anything here, so I'm gonna have to take some time to get back to these people and shut them up.
Here we are, game 3 of this set. Unfortunately, there's no hope for this orange team to win at this point. they've lost the set, but this is indeed a set and not a best of. So we're going to see this game 3 anyway. It's going to put them in an interesting position for this league that we're seeing them play in, because they've definitely got to take some games if they want any chance to be in the playoffs come later. But we're going to see some interesting play develop here as we see Jasher out of the blue field to put this ball over into the orange end of the pitch. And Alstedo, in an attempt to stop it, he's not going to be able to get to it, and Questy tries for something.
We've been seeing a lot of pairing ups between Jasher and DM Rawlings, and it's been paying off for them. They've taken a couple of games already. Jasher now trying to put one on the net there. Not really needed for Alstedo or Questy to do anything, but both of them kind of in the same area to try and defend this goal. You see Questy now trying to side flip that thing back out of it, but it's going to be Alstedo now trying to run it up the wall and leaving Jasher to try and disrupt it. Not doing a very good job. In fact, pops it up in front of blue net. Does get another touch though that secures a goal from being scored upon him.
We have this blue team. They seem to be playing a little bit wider than this orange team. You look at where they are positioned, and you see the orange team just bunched up so much more so, in comparison to this blue team here, to Team Blue, as they seem to be so more spaced out and so much more prepared for the balls that are going to be cleared at them, while this orange team is just so bunched, so trying to play so fast, that unfortunately that isn't. The ball just keeps getting by them in unfortunate times.
Yeah, got Questy now going up in the air. He's going to try and push it back down the blue end of the field. Jasher's going to try and recollect. He's had some great dribbles
in
down
the bump.
He's unable to make anything happen of it there, though. Rawlings does take it up off the wall. It's going to be Jasher now taking it out of the corner. Not a lot of pressure just yet. Jago is there, but he's not going to be doing anything with it. Leaving it for Questy to try and take a shot on Questy. Sitting Rawlings.
Yeah, I talked about them being so spaced out earlier, but unfortunately it works out on an unfortunate situation for them, as Questy's able to slide in there, playing a little bit faster than them. But the big issue there was Rawlings' placement. He had a little bit too much faith in Jasher and started leading out of net. And the timing with which that had happened there just put him in a bad position to be able to attempt to go for that ball. He had almost no chance on it given his early lead. Trying to steal second base there, it seems, almost, but not going to work out well for them. Oh, and there's another goal that comes through thanks to Jasher.
Yeah, and that's they did hold the first lead that they've had so far pairing together against these two. Didn't last long though. So we see 25 seconds later, the lead is erased, and we got a tie game now. 2:29 left to play. Kickoff goes in favor of Jasher. Actually, thought he might try and take control of it. He goes off for some boost and allows Rawlings to take it instead. He does pass it to Jasher, though. A good play by both of them is some faith in each other results in a goal.
Yeah, definitely. Just Jasher getting in there, recognizing the situation that was happening, and being prepared for it. Just a great solo play on his part. Just be ready for it. And Rawlings definitely trying to create the pressure on Questy and cause the mishap from his part. So at least a team play. As much as I want to give credit to Jasher, it was definitely some team play there. As unfortunately we see a team play here as Jasher's got out of position. As Rawlings tries to go for that ball, and he's just not able to get back to it, and Jasher is so far down the field, not of his own accord, but from the challenge earlier, that just left him with no chance at that ball. So he puts a little bit too much faith in Rawlings, which I guess if you're trying to get that solo carry mentality, that's what you got to go for. But I mean, he's obviously looking for the team play, so I can't fault him for that.
Yeah, it ties the game back up, but this is the closest game that we've seen between the two of them. The last game not being all that far off, a 1-goal difference deciding the two. But now we've got an open net there, ready for DM Rawlings, who does not take advantage of it. He's going to leave it for Jasher to pop it up and over. Alstedo is there to try and take that back out of net, and is unable to do so. That puts the blue team up 3-2 with a minute 42 left to play.
Talk about the solo carry. Rawlings comes in on that ball and just fakes out Alstedo, whether by intention or not. but Jasher's able to get the carry over top of Questy and really puts them up in this series. They've got a little bit over a minute and a half left to play, and with this rate of scoring, there's bound to be another one.
Alstedo now trying to push this over to the orange side. He's also looking for some team play.
Oh,
Questy
there
is
we
there.
go.
He's also.
Questy, paying attention. As Rawlings puts this one off of his own back wall, that unfortunately catches his teammate in a bad spot as that ball goes right over his head in the middle of him turning, and he's got only one side of the net that he can defend with his turn radius. So he's not going to be able to get to that one as Questy just makes good placement and puts that on the other half of the goal.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We haven't seen a goal by the blue team that hasn't been answered by the orange team within 25 seconds. And Jasher now is going to try and push this up and over toward the orange side, seeing if he can maybe get that last goal in there. Perhaps if the blue team scores within 20 seconds, they can win this thing without the orange team coming back on them. It's going to be Rawlings now trying to take control. He might get a pass over to Jasher, but he's got both of the orange players coming at him and disrupting him at midfield. Jasher's going to push this into the corner. Nothing coming up it. Rawlings now picks it up out of midfield. Alstedo's going to send it back toward the blue net. And Jasher's going to turn around and try and run this down. He's got some dribble capabilities, but it's going to go wide. He's unable to do anything in the last 29 seconds of play.
Rawlings with an attempt.
Net. He's unable to do so.
So close.
So,
Oh, and the pinch.
And it gets over, and then nothing comes of it. It looks like we're 15 seconds from the end of the regular season or regular game time. Neither one of these teams in position to do anything with the last 5 seconds. Although Rawlings is looking for some kind of miracle dribble, doesn't happen.
And we're going to go into overtime here. We've seen these teams go back and forth off this so much, especially in the last half of this game. We've seen a lot of back and forth. Every goal being answered within half a minute on each side. Every time a ball goes in one end, you just gotta wait. And half the time it takes and a quarter of the time it takes to take a hot pocket, you've already got another goal.
Well, one of these teams is going to be ready for a hot pocket after this. The other team is going to be sulking in tears. It's going to be DM Rawlings now looking to try and
Here's
do
the
something.
opportunity.
Oh! Able to react in time. That mistouch by Rawlings leaves Jasher in a bad spot. The orange team takes advantage of it.
Yeah, Questy has been so good with his placement the majority of this game. He recognizes the mistake and he gets in on top of that ball and he just places it right out of reach. Unfortunately, for every time Jasher's gone up for one of those saves, or every time Rawlings has been on the defense, he's been out there and Questy is just placing that ball right out of reach every single time. He's got such good shot placement at this rate. I wouldn't be surprised to see it in some of the coming matches.
Well, that's going to do it for me.
Yeah, I felt so bad there in the middle because I started talking about Jasher and then I just said something that was so stupid and that was ridiculous, and then I'm like, yeah. I've got to bullcrap my way out of this. Hold up. Like, it made no sense. It was counterintuitive to everything that was happening on the pitch. I'm like, I just said something ridiculous and stupid. Let's gloss over that and keep going. I'm so sorry, Jasher.
I think you got it.
Like, you had to have turned your head when you heard that.
I wasn't, well, I don't know, I was more paying attention to what was going on than listening, like, intently.
But I think that's what you got to do, though. Yeah, because there are times that, I've hit it, and I think in this last match, I was sitting there and saying, how, I think I said that I can't remember the colors now, but the blue team had, been responding within 30 seconds, but then I realized, no, I had those teams flipped. I was actually saying the other color, the one, when I thought about it, but I can't go back and be all like, oh, hey, by the way, what I said 30 seconds ago, because, there's action going on, let's just stop and, correct my mistake. So,
I mean, sometimes if it's that atrocious, sometimes if it's like atrocious and it's like super noticeable, you're just gonna have to backtrack for a second and say, excuse me, what I said what I meant to say earlier was blah blah blah, and then just continue. sometimes
they,
you
like-
might have to do that, but for the most part, you can just kind of bullcrap your way past and just keep on with the cast. I mean,
Right.
you'll get called out in Twitch chat a little bit, and then you can do your little back and forth with the sass and see what happens there. But
Well, for the most part, I think the audience is a little more forgiving than we are about ourselves. They'll sit there and think, well,
you've never been on a chiefing cast. Oh gosh.
you know, the,
Oh
I mean,
gosh.
to nitpick, whether you're talking about a player or something, I'm hoping that most people are like, you know what, whatever, you said the wrong player, but moving on. I think it's when you really start to ruin the reputation or the image of somebody, that's when you kind of have to backtrack. If it's just a simple little mistake that really, you're talking about one goal and that's not going to matter to anybody. But if you're really starting to say, the way that I'm describing Jasher, and I'm describing him like I actually intended to describe Rawlings, then I might turn around and be like, oh, that's not Jasher I was talking about, my bad. But I don't know. I mean, I'm so new at this. I could be totally wrong at that. I don't think that it's.
Man, it's usually not a big deal.
Yeah.
So, we just gloss over the stupid things we say at times and just accept the fact that we said something stupid and go on with our day.
Right. Which that's pretty much me daily anyway. So. All right. So, do we do some more post casting? I mean, I feel like I was coughing up some more airtime rather than just talking nonstop. So, hoping that was noticeable.
Yeah, so you just want to go ahead and talk about all the things that you thought, or all the things you liked about yourself, and then what you thought you could improve.
Well, I mean, for me, I feel like I'm still so new at this. I have more things that I can talk about that I can improve than I could, say that I like about it. I mean, what I liked about it was how much fun I was having with it. I mean, to take the stuff the advice that Ninja had given me and the advice that Badgey had given me and to try and work with that, it's challenging and it's fun. But still so new at this. There's still plenty of things for me to improve, and I've just got to take some of the stuff that was given to me and work on it.
Cardinal's got his greenhorn on.
That's it. Yeah. I'm not trying to get into this and say, I know how this is done. I'm trying to get into this and say, I want to learn how this is done. So.
Don't worry. If anyone tells you that they know how it's done, they're lying. They're lying to themselves. They're lying to everybody else because nobody knows.
Unless
What?
it's Shogun. Shogun is perfect.
Okay, that's the one exception.
Well, it certainly helped too because I get the feeling that with Badgey, some of the advice he's given me may not work with somebody else. I try to use that on somebody else, and they're gonna be like, "No, this is what I."
Yeah, and
prefer,
like, no offense to anyone that even me, like, you can't always just take tips as the law or anything. You have to take what you want from it and, adapt in what you want to adapt in. Not everybody's going to be right, not everybody's going to be wrong, so.
Right. Well, I think, and that's kind of what I took here is that when Bum, I keep wanting to call you Bummy. I'm sorry about that. But when Badgey was saying, to just throttle it back and not talk so much, and I think Ninja was saying the same thing. It's like that eases some of the pressure on me. I would rather not talk so much. I don't want to try and fill 5 seconds with as many words as possible. So it kind of relieves some of the pressure off of me to be like, good. It is okay to have a few seconds of dead air and allow the other person to jump in and not let me talk to me. But I don't know. Experience, time. Need to get as much casting in as I can and keep working on it.
Alright. Badger, do you want to give feedback on yourself, or do you just want to start giving feedback to Cardinal?
Yeah, I think everything I had to say I said earlier.
Okay.
So.
Cool.
And then my thing is, if you have any more feedback, or you feel like I'm heading in the right direction, then I keep working. It sounds like things have gotten better on the last couple casts as far as your comfort level with me. I'm assuming so. Adapt and learn. What I'm doing.
Nice.
Sick. Alright, well, I'm gonna upload this,
Okay.
and then I can PM it to you. I'm gonna post it in the archive as well.
Well, I appreciate it, Jasher, because this is a great place to come here and get the kind of feedback I got today. So thanks for keeping the site going and doing what you do.
Yeah, no problem, man.
All right, guys. I'll talk to y'all later.
Alright, see you, man.